let's try now. Theoretically, guys, sorry about that. If you're just tuning in, we're doing a marathon. A week long playing every Zelda game. It's going to be very fun. And theoretically, it should be working. Let's do YouTube dashboard. Excellent connection. So, doing Twitch and YouTube's fine, right? No. Yes. Okay, so Kick might just have to go. Or I could use... What I could try doing is do this. Settings, and then forcing Kick to use software encoding. Sorry about this. This is a bunch of stuff you probably don't understand. We will be getting started shortly. Great. Okay, this should work. Profile main. Save that and start Kick. Because Kick's not liking, and I can't encode because it's using, this is using hardware graphics. So it should not be using my GPU, which means the encoding should not be overloaded. So let's try. Okay, so now it works. And now it kicks. Okay. Whoa. Wait, why did it stop? No, it's working. Yo, what? What the fuck? Okay, well, I'm gonna go back and try fixing this. Okay, this is kind of annoying. Oh, and YouTube's working perfectly, because of course it is. Kick, nope. Twitch. It really did not like me doing that. So something happened and it's not working anymore. We need to figure this out. Okay, because it should be doing, if you go to here, and just use 10,000. So let's stop and Okay, finally. Sorry about that, guys. Bunch of issues with Kick and then Twitch. Now everything is working, so we're ready to go. So like I said, we're going to be speedrunning The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword today. We're also going to be playing Minish Cap, which I have right over here. But we'll see if we can beat this. Because I only know how to really speedrun the first, like just Skyloft, really. But luckily BIT is pretty much like copy-paste, so it's the exact same across the game. It's just, like, it'll take a little bit reading through the guides, so this will be more of an experience, kind of a joint experience, where we all get to kind of learn together. So, as you see, I have the copy here. We're just going to stick this in. And yes, I will be uploading this to speedrun.com. Let me start the recording in case VODs get destroyed. So, theoretically, everything should be working out, and our disc, the Wii right here. Oh. Let's hope I put it in the right way. I'm ready to take it out if I don't. Oh. Okay, well, let's, and yeah, I have it in French, if you guys are wondering why, the, language is French, is because it is the third fastest language. Yeah, I put it in the wrong way. Okay. Well, that fell. My copy of Skyward Sword just fell, so let's move that, and let's eject the disc. Let's hope it did not scratch the... Okay, I didn't scratch it bad. Just need to put it in the right way. The reason I'm also not doing Japanese or Italian is because I'm in TSC Wii, as you can tell. So the only languages are Spanish, French, and English. English is very slow. Spanish, I didn't check, but French is the third most. Okay, there we go. It booted. I have, currently for the setup, I have 2 blank saves, so file 2 and 3 are both blank. But file 1 is a hero mode save, which is needed because you take twice the damage, or take damage twice as fast. And it's also needed because you can skip cutscenes. Otherwise, you couldn't skip cutscenes, and this would take a very long time. Because unlike other Zelda games, where you can skip a lot of cutscenes, it's a lot harder, just because, well, yeah. Anyway, you see Mode Heroic. I'm gonna need to get up and go to my computer so we can start the run in... Okay, we're gonna... Here. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's... Okay, yep, it worked. So now, as you can see, we're starting our run. We're gonna hold 2, which skips the cutscenes. And yeah, we're gonna get straight into this. So, from my knowledge, I know how to... I've practiced for probably 10 hours at this point, just Skyloft. So I'm pretty experienced with beating Skyloft. I've just not played in a while, so... Or played since yesterday. Okay, we open the door, so we're gonna go here. You're going to see me rumble and move really fast, so I can do it that way. That's the fastest way to move, besides sometimes just side hopping. Yo. First chatter. Yo, what's up? It's good. So yeah, we're streaming. If you guys are new to the stream, we are currently streaming, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. We're trying to speedrun it. This is not like a my best time, which I don't know why the sword doesn't show it there. My best time is actually, like, around for getting a sword. Oh. Okay, let me, I'm gonna focus for a second, and then I'm gonna talk. There we go, we can talk about that. And this is not gonna be a speed run, like, not, like, super fast. It still is important to not, like, dawdle around, because, this will make a huge difference, because this saves... They're doing the skip here, as you'll see. It's a fascinating glitch. There's several videos you can find that really explain back in time really well, because if I remember correctly, it was a glitch from Wind Waker's first, which we'll be playing all 3 of these games, but the first game to feature it was Wind Waker, then Twilight Princess, or either order, I don't remember which came out first, but basically well, sorry, let me think. So basically, it spanned all 3 games, and it's a glitch that lets you play the game on the title screen. You might think that that wouldn't be very helpful, but it is super helpful because it lets you basically do a bunch of really weird glitches and triggering flags that you're not supposed to, which is super useful because you can just skip like half the game, and the world record is an hour compared to the no BIT, which is like really 4 hours. In fact, you could see the record on the live split screen. Oh, well, I did that wrong. Oh wait, no, I just had to run up. That's my bad. Let me do it that way. So basically what you do is, there's only 2 places to die, and this is one of them. Do that, and as you can see, because of hero mode, instead of taking 1 heart damage, or one heart of damage, we just take, we take 2, because we take damage twice as fast, which is a super, like, normally in game it would make it harder, but since we're glitching, it makes it easier because we can go back to time faster. Typically, if I were, like, fully speedrunning this, I could possibly do that. I'd gauge probably, like, 3-4 minutes with the sword. Currently, we're already not 4 minutes, not 3-4 minutes, sorry, 5 minutes or so. But since I'm kind of trying to explain this, and this is more a longer thing, because either way, I've actually, like, you might think I'm experienced, no, I'm just experienced in doing specifically Skyloft. Okay, so here we die, and there's a trick that you can either do doing the controller, or you can do on the console. I do the controller because it's super simple. That's what most speedrunners I know do. Basically, you're going to do continue, but right after you press the continue button, you want to reset. So what this is going to do is, if I remember correctly, it basically, the game's still in save, so it almost just, as you can see, we reloaded, but we're in the title screen. This is a... Basically, it just takes the memory and save, and since you're about to fall, you can only do this with fall damage, or if you have a corrupted save. I won't be creating a corrupted save this time, because... Or I might. No, I think we will have to, because unless we get a frame-perfect skip, oh, that's not what you do. Basically, here, you can see the gate's closed, but the trick is you want to do this, which will cause you to land in the other section if done correctly. Yep, and that's exactly what we need to do. Otherwise, it would be completely blocked off. And the reason we need this is we need to create a save. So, we need to go like this, and the trick to save while being back in time is to basically select your file. Okay, well, I did this wrong. You want to go like this. Not that. You want to go like this, then activate this. You want to select this first of all. Actually, you could do this. Like that, and then you can go back. And that causes, because in memory, whatever file you do, that's the file being selected. So basically, it just means that any actions you're going to do in back in time through back in time magic or back in time saving, all those things will be done to that file specifically, which is very useful for many glitches like this. Except, as you can see, the room to get the Master Sword is open, whereas normally it wouldn't be open, which is incredibly useful because you can skip the whole beginning scenes, and you'll see coming up why this is going to be incredibly useful for this run. So, yeah, let's get started. So we're going to go here, we're going to go up, okay, and you want to start it right there so it loads it into memory, because you're starting the file while you're entering a zone. It's like half, I'm not 100% versed on this, I'll say that right now, but it basically loads it into memory somehow. When you start it, but it doesn't fully load in, so you're still in the menu. Okay, so now as you can see, we still have to get the Master Sword. So, right here, what we're going to do is we're going to go like this, we're going to grab it, and we're going to pull it out like you normally would, and then we're going to lift it up. Okay, right there, that is considered the Master Sword. So we did it in 6 minutes, that's about a minute worse. And for talking, that's not terrible. Like, for me talking, kind of acting it. Right now, we have to do this pretty fast, or else we are not in good shape. Okay, right. I think I got it. That was, yep. Okay, and then you cannot touch. If you guys want to do this at home, you guys cannot touch the any menu button after this, or else it will reset the check, and you won't have a sword. I did that way too many times while practicing for this, so, yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna redo this. Let's try this. There we go. So now we've activated this. This allows us to, early in the game, place a stone. My other screen just died. Place the stone that basically lets you go across, dictates if you can go down to the world. Fun fact is that if you don't have it, it still works. because there's no check actually checking if the stone is in your inventory. So as you can see right here, we did nothing. We're glitched. So we have access to before the stone, which normally you aren't, because the game doesn't tend that way. So basically, we're going to just place the stone here, and you can see it, we don't have it, but it lets us place it. So in a second, though, you'll see right as it changes, I'm shaking. Okay, we did it. Now we're going to be on the title screen, which is, again, like, we're again in the title screen. If you do it right there, it's just fine. But as you see, we're doing the god statue. Right when it turns black, that's when we need to press this. I'm shaking. Okay, I think we might have gone a bit too late, which will cause us to reset. But for the time being, we are... Yes! Good. Okay, so we did exactly what we needed. And now you can see we're technically back in time. But we are still, we're still, how do you say, we're still, like, having the back in time, like, kind of thing. You can see the hue is different. That's because if you save during back in time, it will take that title screen version of the game and copy it across to your regular save. Which is kind of weird, but it also just is kind of just a feature of the game. It's kind of like the Todd Howard, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Nintendo, you can see this through across a lot of Nintendo games. A lot of games have bugs, but Nintendo does a lot of things to make sure memory and stuff doesn't get loaded, and also just to make sure that it's able to run on the system. So, for example, it's an example of that, just the ability to do this. Like, if it was working, like, they didn't do, as you see, we now have the Master Sword. Because we did it in back in time, and then saved it, it's really weird how you have to do it, but you'll see exactly this, because when we activate the goddess, the symbol thing, you'll see something interesting, and you'll see in a second. Well, it's gonna activate, but if you look, we still have the stone tablet in there. That's because, for some reason, they save it in memory really weirdly. So now in the actual game, because now we've done that, the cutscene made it so it goes back to the regular version of the game. So when we exit out, we're back in the game like we never did back in time, which is super useful because now we've just skipped a part and we're playing the fully playable version of the game. So you see with the cutscene, which we're going to skip by holding 2. And yeah, so... Now we're here, we're going to go up to where the ceremony is held, and... Okay, that was my bad. I did not mean to click... not mean to click that. Yeah, another really critical point of this run is not doing the English version of the game. Because if you do the English version of the game, it like, just doesn't... It takes, frankly, you save, like, over 10 minutes. It's a lot of time just based on the language, just because there's less text boxes, and there's also less text, and the text moves faster, just based on how the language is structured, which is really fascinating, and it's just really interesting. And it's also nice because the Wii, frankly, was one of the first consoles to actually support language switching, besides just English-Spanish. It supports, like, Canadian French, which... means that you can play in French, which is the third fastest thing, even though, like, I'm not using PAL or Asian version of the game, which, no, I'm not going to buy a Wii and a console just for speedrunning. I might do in the future if this goes well and you guys like it, and you guys want to see more, I may purchase a Japanese Wii, but for the time being, I'm not going to go out of my way to do this, because I'm just trying to play every single Zelda game in a week, and the only reason I'm speedrunning is because Skyward Sword is insanely fast. So now there is a flag we have to do for a certain thing. We have to trigger a flag, and the only way to do that is by, for every reason, going in the store. I never figured out why, but it specifically says in all speedrunning guides, and if you watch, like, the world record and stuff, it shows doing this, like, literally going to this exact room and going out. That triggers a flag in the game. It's another glitch that Nintendo made, by an oversight during development, but it causes something in Fair and Woods, I believe, should be accessible. And frankly, it's just because naturally in the game you would go through that, like, room, or it's some side questing. I don't remember exactly, but either way, that is something you need to do, or you probably will have to reset. Like I said before, I'm going in blind, so currently I'm able to explain some things and figure out things, but later, when you guys come, when we leave Skyloft, you'll see that I am quite unpracticed. Well, I'm practiced at doing back in time, but not any of the other glitches or anything like that, which is gonna be interesting. Very interesting. Also right here, so basically, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take damage. That's because we want to do another back in time glitch in a second. Okay. Okay, let's kill him. There we go. So now, we want to avoid also picking up rupees because that adds a text box, which means that takes them a longer time, which is not wanted in this speedrun. So, yeah. And thank you guys also for watching this. It's going to be really fun. If you want to see more Zelda... Okay, I'm going to stop. Okay, let's not die. That would be very helpful. If you guys want to see more content, make sure to tune in every day from this week. I may extend it depending on how much time I need to complete this game, but make sure to tune in every day this week. Oh, sorry, we're not supposed to save yet. We need to go over here and, yeah, we need to do this. So, basically what we're doing is we are, this basically is just a single cutscene. That's very annoying. It's one of the, like, times you can't actually, because it's just talking. When you get later in the game, if I remember correctly, there, like, basically is nothing like this. But, as I said before, I've not actually been able to do this. So, well, let's see. So, we're gonna save. So, the trick you need to do here is you need to save and quit. And when you save and quit, this is because later in the game, we're gonna do an exploit. This specific exploit, requires you to copy, data by using BIT magic, which is another thing by changing flags in the game's code. This specific glitch will require you to copy from file 3 to file 1, and it's a super weird, like, convoluted, interesting, bug that lets you do that. So, yeah, so basically, we're gonna go back to file 1, we're gonna go through cutscene, then we're gonna do basically the, Skyleft, like, explanation thing, where you basically go through and you, basically figure out how to ride the Loftwing. So right here you find your Loftwing. You're gonna have to cut him down in a second, which is very cool. Sorry if I'm looking back to the right. That's just where I have all my screen manager windows open. See if anyone wants goes in the chat to make sure to interact, because this is not me just silently speedrunning. I will upload this to speedrunning.com because the worst record is like 9 hours, I think, for BIT, which is interesting because BIT is, well, the world record's an hour. So, for me, for example, I'm predicting maybe to take 3-4 hours, probably less, but that's just because I've only practiced this much.